It's time to win big and bar bigger. Season 9 of the hit series Bar Rescue is back, and we have host Jon Taffer standing by to talk about this exciting new season. So, Jon, you've done some incredible work for people over the past few years. What has that meant for you?
Oh, it means the world to me. You know, people say to me sometimes, what's your favorite part of all of this? And the answer is the hugs. Those hugs at the end mean so much to me. And the things they whisper in my ear when they're giving me those hugs, the thank yous, you know, my wife and I are getting along again. You know, I'm not going to say no to my kids anymore and blah, blah. It's really powerful. And, you know, I find that the ones who fight me the most are the ones that hug me the biggest. So it makes me even more aggressive the following week. You know what I mean?
All right, so the pandemic is over. It's time for that tough love. What can we expect this season?
Well, exactly right. Pandemic is over. The economic environment is good. It's time to get off our butts and start making money. Some of us are wounded. Some of us are in debt, which is a big problem from the pandemic. So they're behind with their landlords, some of them behind in taxes, behind in certain expenses. So they need to hustle to dig themselves out and get ahead. And there's no more excuses. I mean, it's time to go to work. So this is an emotional season, probably the most emotional we've ever had, because these families that own these businesses have really been wounded by these past few years. And if they don't turn them around and quickly, they're going to lose everything. So this is sort of a lose everything season in that regard. And we chose to do 40 bars this year, which is the most we've ever done. And I can't do them all myself. So I brought in a bunch of friends to help me. Danny Trejo is helping me rescue some bars and some other friends this year. So we can rescue as many bars as we can.
So speaking of Danny, why did he want to join this team?
Well, Danny's a restaurateur, first of all. I don't know if you know that. He owns a number of restaurants, and he's an old friend. So when I thought to myself, you know, who could I bring in to help me? Danny was one of the names that popped up, and I have some other friends that have helped me. They're not quite as famous, but are good restaurant people. So I wanted to bring in, I'm not into this celebrity in and of itself. I wanted to bring in a restaurant guy who could help me do this, and that's what Danny is.
Well, the thank yous at the end of a rescue can get really emotional. Is there a moment that stands out to you from over the years?
Probably the greatest thing anybody ever said to me, Jon, you're the father that I never had. You've changed my life. And this is somebody who is a tough Mexican, owned a restaurant in Orange County, California. His wife was divorcing him, had divorce papers. And this is a big guy. Nobody ever challenged him before. Nobody ever called him out before. And I went in there and was hugely aggressive, and he's never been treated that way before. And at the end, that's what he said to me, Jon, you're the dad I never had. And boy, think of what those things mean when somebody says that to you. It makes you more aggressive next time, but it makes me keep going. You know, after 250 episodes, people say, why do you continue doing this? I want that next hug.
Absolutely. And not a bad time to say cheers to celebrate you. Thanks, Jon, for taking the time to talk with us today. And for you at home, you can catch Season 9 of Bar Rescue on Sundays at 10 p.m. on Paramount Network.